Hey, Coach Abel here along with Coach Weiss, the Able Body Experts, and we're continuing with part 2 of basic program design. Again, featuring the word basic. So if you haven't seen part 1, go back to part 1 on how we arbitrarily just selected a purpose and a theme, which led to a goal, which led to a structure of upper-lower. A context is who was the program going to be for, whether or not we chose periodization, and we did, and Coach just arbitrarily chose reciprocal periodization. Now what reciprocal periodization means, and this now we're going to head into part 2. Not going to find program design lectures like this on many YouTube channels, trust me. So after we've done all that, we move to part 2. We got to start considering how we're going to write the program. So we have tactical things to consider. Over here our structure gave us our strategy of upper-lower, but what is our tactical implementation? So Coach says let's do a periodization and let's do reciprocal. And all reciprocal means is that we will proceed for so many weeks in one direction. Alright, I'll draw like a little mountain, and then we will go back down the way we started. Alright, and that will be reciprocal periodization, and that's what we call that. So all that means is we're going to work within a specific parameters of performance, planned performance training. Alright, and then we're going to come back down the way we started. And what my goal is there, Coach, my tactical choice, because it's strength density training, one of our tactics is going to be 5 sets of 5. And you want to explain why we choose 5 reps?
Well, we don't really want to go, we want to set 5 reps as our lowest threshold or our lowest number of reps, because you're getting any lower than that, you're really just training limit strength, and that's not what we're trying to train here.
Because we already chose our purpose.
Yeah, that goes against our goal if we do that.
Right, and muscle development. So we don't want to go against anywhere lower than 5 reps, because then we're outside of the whole purpose of the program design. Right?
Any decisions you're making as you go along here, you always have to go back and say, is this matching my purpose? Is this getting me where I started going to begin with?
Exactly.
You're not just arbitrarily doing stuff.
All right. Now, since we chose reciprocal, and we want to create this up and down format in terms of our periodization, part of our tactic we decided was 5 sets of 5, but we have to get there somewhere within the linear or within the periodization context. So, Coach, I would say my goal for this, I want to choose something that matches something reciprocal. So I'm going to say let's use descending sets. Is that good with you?
Yeah.
So we're going to employ our main tactic now is going to be descending sets, and I'll show you what that means in a minute. So I'll just put a DS there. Again, it doesn't matter if you can see the board. Just listen to what you're hearing. So now we need to organize our workout. Coach, you chose our basic strategy and structure to be upper-lower.
Upper-lower split, yeah.
Do we want to do that? How do we want to spread that out through the micro block, the week?
Yeah, let's organize that into one session per.
So one day of each.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so we're going to do 1 day of upper, 1 day of lower. All right? So now we've got sort of our tactic is spreading out before we've even written an exercise down. All right, so upper. Now we got to think in terms of function. Coach?
Basically, there's only really 2 planes. You're either vertical or horizontal, pushing and pulling, right?
Push and pull is our function.
Yeah.
So again, we're keeping this basic, lots of in-between and nuance, but we're going push-pull, all in that 1 day.
Yeah.
And then as you mentioned,
upper body.
Our plane and range of motion is, our options are...
Yeah, horizontal and vertical.
Horizontal and vertical. All right? And then from there, we can make our exercise choice. Now for day 2, all right, we're going lower, all right? Again, function, general function, Coach, is what? Below the waist.
Yeah, everything below the waist, so basically...
Still push-pull.
Yeah.
So we're still push-pull. Yes, there are nuances to that, but we're basic program design, all right? Push-pull in terms of strength, density, and muscular development. Now, in the upper body, our emphasis plane is going to be vertical, horizontal. But in the lower body, there's something else that dictates. It's mostly vertical. So what's our emphasis in the lower body, Coach?
Our emphasis for the lower body is we're going to have to separate between a hip dominant movements and knee dominant movements.
So hip dominant, knee dominant. All right? We haven't even chosen exercise yet. Hip dominant, knee dominant, for our day 2. And for our upper body, push-pull emphasis only. All right? We're still working towards our 5 sets of 5. All right, so we're going to get to that in part 3. So, all you need to know right now is a separate day for upper body push-pull, a day 2 for lower body vertical emphasis push-pull, divided between knee dominant, hip dominant, with our goal of muscular development and strength density, hence why we chose the 5 sets of 5. But we still now have to get to our point of reciprocal periodization. We'll do that in part 3.